Welcome back to Simple English Stories. Thank you for being here. This channel is for English learners who want to listen to slow, clear, simple English. Every story uses short sentences and easy words, perfect for level A1 and A2. Today we have a brand new story and a brand new character. Her name is Clara. She is a photographer. She lives alone in a small flat, and every day she sees the world through her camera. Today we follow her through one ordinary and beautiful day. Get comfortable, breathe slowly, and let's begin. My name is Clara. I am 28 years old. I am a photographer. I take photographs for a living, portraits of people, pictures of food for restaurants, and sometimes photographs of weddings and events. I live alone in a small flat on the second floor of an old building. The building is on a quiet street called Elm Row. My flat has tall ceilings, big windows, and wooden floors. I chose it because of the light. The light in my flat is beautiful, especially in the morning. I wake up early, always. Even on days when I do not have to work, my eyes open before 7. My body loves the morning light. This morning, I wake up at 6:15. I do not use an alarm. I simply open my eyes, and the room is already full of soft, golden light coming through the thin white curtains. I lie still for a moment and look at the light on the ceiling. It moves a little. The curtains are shifting in a small breeze from the open window. I think, this light is beautiful. I want to photograph it. I get up quietly. I do not turn on any lights. I go to the window in my pajamas and I look outside. The street below is empty. The sky is pale yellow and pink at the edges. A cat is sitting on the roof of the building across the road, watching the morning arrive. I pick up my camera from the desk beside the window. It is always there, always ready. I take 3 photographs of the morning light on the wall. Then 2 of the curtains moving. Then, one of the cat on the roof across the street. Good morning. I go to the kitchen. My kitchen is long and narrow with a window at one end. There are plants on the windowsill, 3 small green ones and 1 large one with big dark leaves. I water them every morning. 3 small pours and 1 big pour. This is my first routine of the day. I make coffee, real coffee, not instant. I use a small metal coffee pot that I put on the stove. I fill it with water and ground coffee, and I wait. While I wait, I wash my face at the kitchen sink with cold water. I dry my face with a white towel. The coffee makes a bubbling sound when it is ready. I pour it into my favorite cup. It is wide and white, with a small blue bird painted on one side. I hold the cup in both hands and breathe in the smell. For breakfast, I make 2 pieces of toast. I put butter on one and peanut butter on the other. I eat standing at the kitchen counter, looking at my plants. One of the small plants is not doing well. Its leaves are a little yellow. I look at it carefully. I know, I say to it quietly. Too much water last week. I am sorry. The plant does not answer, but I feel better for apologizing. After breakfast, I go to the bathroom. I shower quickly. I do not like long showers. I wash my hair and dry it with a towel. My hair is short and light brown. It dries fast. I brush my teeth. I go to my bedroom to get dressed. Getting dressed is always interesting for me. I love clothes. Not expensive clothes, but interesting ones. Today I choose wide, dark trousers, a soft orange top, and a long gray cardigan. I put on white trainers. I look in the small mirror on the back of my bedroom door. Good. Not too formal, not too casual. Good for a day of work. I pack my camera bag. This is a careful ritual. I put in my main camera, then my 2 lenses, one wide, one close, a spare battery, a memory card, a small notebook and 2 pens, a cereal bar in case I forget to eat, a bottle of water, a thin rain jacket, folded small. I zip the bag closed. I put it on my shoulder. I am ready. I work from a small photography studio. It is not far. I walk there in 12 minutes. The studio is in an old building near the river. I share it with another photographer called Dan. Dan works mostly in the evenings. I work in the mornings. We do not see each other very much, but we leave notes for each other on the small whiteboard by the door. This morning, Dan has left a note. Clara, light stand is fixed. Also, there are biscuits in the tin. Help yourself, D. I smile. I check the light stand. Yes, it was broken last week, and now it is fixed. Good. I open the biscuit tin. Inside, there are chocolate digestives. I take one and eat it immediately. The studio is one large room with white walls, a high ceiling, and a long window along one wall. There is a white backdrop, a rack of different colored paper rolls, a clothes rail with some simple props, and the light stands with their big white umbrellas. I love this room. It is simple and clean and full of possibility. Every time I walk in, I think, what will I make today? Today, I have a portrait session at 10 o'clock. A woman is coming to have professional photographs taken. She is a writer, and she needs photographs for her new book. Her name is Dr. Helen Park. I prepare the studio for 30 minutes. I choose the right backdrop, a soft gray one, not too dark, not too light. I set up the lights and position the umbrellas carefully. I test the light with a few shots of the empty stool in the middle of the room. I look at the photographs on the back of my camera. Adjust the light. Test again. Better. Dr. Helen Park arrives at 10:05. She is a small woman in her 50s with silver hair and bright, intelligent eyes. She is wearing a deep blue dress and small gold earrings. She looks elegant, but also a little nervous. Hello, she says at the door. I am Helen. I must warn you, I hate having my photograph taken. Most people do, I say. Come in. Would you like some tea or water? Water, please. I give her a glass of water and I show her around the studio. I explain everything, where she will sit, where the lights are, what I will do. I speak slowly and calmly. I have learned that when people are nervous, calm voices help. We are just having a conversation, I tell her. I will take photographs, but mostly we will just talk. You do not need to pose. You do not need to smile if you do not feel like smiling. Just be yourself. She looks at me. Really? Really, I say. The best photographs are always natural ones. She sits on the stool. I pick up my camera. I do not point it at her immediately. I ask her about her book. What is it about? I ask. Her eyes change immediately. They become alive and focused. It is about memory, she says. About how we remember things that never happened and forget things that did. That is fascinating, I say, and I mean it. She starts to talk. I start to photograph. She does not notice. She is too busy talking about memory and forgetting and the strange tricks our minds play on us. Her hands move when she talks. Her face changes. Thoughtful, then excited, then a little sad. I take many photographs. Most of them are very good. 3 of them are excellent. One of them, one moment when she is looking slightly to the side, mid-sentence, with a small smile, is perfect. At the end of the session, she stands up and looks slightly surprised, as if she has just woken up. Is it finished? She says. It is finished, I say. That was not as terrible as I expected, she says. I laugh. I will take that as a compliment. After Dr. Park leaves, I tidy the studio and then I go out for lunch. I never eat at my desk or in the studio. Lunchtime is walking time. I walk to the river. There is a small market near the river on weekdays. a few stalls selling sandwiches, soup, coffee, and fruit. I go to my usual stall, a young man called Wrath, who sells fresh soup in paper cups and thick sandwiches on sourdough bread. "Clara," he says when he sees me, "tomato soup today, very good. I made it this morning." "One soup, please," I say, "and a cheese sandwich." "Coming right up." I take my soup and sandwich and walk to the bench by the river. I sit and eat slowly. The river is wide and silver today. Boats pass slowly. A group of ducks swims near the bank. Two pigeons walk very close to my feet, watching my sandwich with hopeful eyes. "No," I tell them firmly. They do not believe me. They take one step closer. I eat my sandwich. I do not share it. But when I am finished, I drop a small piece of bread crust on the ground between them. They fight over it immediately, loudly, dramatically, as if it is the most important piece of bread in the world. I take out my camera and photograph them. Two pigeons fighting over a crust of bread by a silver river. Excellent. In the afternoon, I have a different kind of job. A new restaurant on the high street has asked me to photograph their food. This is called food photography, and it is one of my favorite kinds of work. I arrive at the restaurant at 2 o'clock. It is called Fern. It is a small, beautiful restaurant with green plants everywhere. On the walls, hanging from the ceiling, in pots on every table. It smells of herbs and something sweet cooking in the kitchen. The chef comes out to meet me. Her name is Rosa. She is tall with dark curly hair and flour on her apron. She shakes my hand firmly. "I want the food to look real," she says immediately. "Not too perfect. Not like a magazine. Like something you actually want to eat." "That is exactly what I do," I say. She looks pleased. Rosa brings out the dishes one by one. A bowl of green soup with a swirl of cream on top and a few small leaves. A plate of pasta with dark mushrooms and fresh herbs. A piece of fish on a bed of yellow vegetables. A small dessert, chocolate with raspberries and a dusting of white sugar. For each dish, I work carefully. I move the plate. I adjust the light. I try different angles, from above, from the side, close up, far back. I photograph each dish many times. Then I choose the best. Rosa watches me work. After a while, she says, "You look at food the way I look at food." "How do you look at food?" I ask. "Like it is alive," she says. "Like it has something to say." I lower my camera and look at her. "Yes," I say. "Exactly." At the end of the shoot, Rosa brings me a plate. On it is a small bowl of the green soup and a piece of the chocolate dessert. "For you," she says, "to say thank you." I eat the soup first. It is bright and clean. Pea and mint, I think. Then the chocolate. It is dark and rich, with a sharp sweetness from the raspberries. "This is wonderful," I say. "I know," says Rosa simply, but she smiles. I leave the restaurant at 5 o'clock. The afternoon light is low and golden now, my favorite light for walking. I walk slowly back toward Elm Row, taking the long way around, through the old part of the city where the streets are narrow and the buildings are close together. I take photographs as I walk. A red door with a brass letterbox. An old woman watering flowers on a balcony above me. Two children running out of a sweet shop, laughing. A reflection of the golden sky in a puddle on the pavement. A man sleeping on a bench with his hat over his face and a book open on his chest. I do not disturb anyone. I am quiet. I move slowly. Sometimes people do not even see me. That is the best kind of photography, when people forget the camera is there. I arrive home at 6. I take off my camera bag and put it carefully on the desk by the window. I take off my trainers and put on my soft slippers. I put the kettle on. While the kettle boils, I sit at my desk and connect my camera to my laptop. I begin to look through the photographs from today. There are many, over 300. This is normal. From 300, I will choose perhaps 30 to edit. From 30, I will give the clients 10 or 15. I scroll through the images slowly. The morning light on the wall. The cat on the roof. Dr. Park mid-sentence with her small, perfect smile. The two pigeons fighting over bread. The green soup. The reflection of the sky in the puddle. The sleeping man with his book. Each one is a small piece of today. A moment that existed and then was gone, but is now kept. Safe. Real. I make my tea and drink it at the desk while I look at the photographs. Outside the window, the sky is getting dark. The street lamp on Elm Row comes on, orange and warm. My plants on the kitchen windowsill are dark silhouettes against the fading light. I edit 3 photographs before dinner. Dr. Park's portrait. I make the light a little warmer, soften the background very slightly. The green soup. I increase the contrast so the colors pop. The pigeons. I leave almost exactly as it is. It is already perfect. For dinner, I make a simple omelet with cheese and spinach. I eat at my small kitchen table. I do not look at my phone. I eat slowly and I look at my plants. The unwell plant with the yellow leaves is still on the windowsill. In the evening light, it looks a little better. Or maybe I am just hoping. Tomorrow, I will move you closer to the window, I tell it. More light, less water. I promise. After dinner, I wash my plate. I turn off the kitchen light and go to the sofa in the living room. I sit with my legs tucked under me. I pick up the book I am reading. It is a book about a famous photographer who traveled the world with only one camera and one bag. I have read 50 pages. It is very good. I read for 1 hour. Then my eyes begin to feel heavy. I put the book on the table. I turn off the lamp. The room is dark except for the orange glow of the street lamp through the curtains. I lie on my back for a moment and think about the day. The morning light, the cat on the roof, Dr. Park and her book about memory, the pigeons, Rosa and her green soup, the golden afternoon streets. 300 photographs, and one that is perfect. Every day I try to see something beautiful. Not something big or dramatic, just something small and true. Today there were many. I close my eyes. Tomorrow the light will be different. The day will be different. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for listening to Clara's story. If you enjoyed this episode, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. A new story arrives every week. Slow, clear, and simple. Leave a comment below. What do you notice in your day? What small, beautiful thing did you see today? See you in the next story. Goodbye.